Thousands of years ago, monstrous beasts surged forth from the black abyss, overwhelming the world with chaos and destruction. Their invasion threatened the very existence of humankind. Just when all hope seemed lost, mysterious monuments appeared. These divine relics became humanity's last chance, offering a beacon of survival. The monuments granted people extraordinary powers through various classes, transforming ordinary individuals into warriors capable of resisting the otherworldly threat. With these powers, humanity launched a fierce resistance. Through countless battles and relentless growth, humans leveled up and pushed back the invaders. Eventually, they drove the beasts into the abyss once more and reclaimed their land from the brink of annihilation. To prepare future generations, cities began selecting talented high school students each year to awaken near the monuments. These students were humanity's next hope in the fight against the remaining abyssal threats. Despite the victories, the Black Abyss still seethes with dangerous creatures. The 53rd Awakening ceremony begins at the Linchin City Monument branch, where students from across the city gather beneath the towering stone to receive their fate. As the instructor announces the ceremony's start, he explains that the monument will assign each student a class based on their hidden talents. The instructor reminds the students that no matter what class they receive, combat or life, they are all expected to serve the country in the future. The responsibility of the nation's future now rests in their hands. After 18 years of study, it's finally their turn to awaken. Some dream of becoming warriors and joining the Union for an easy life and stable income. One student laughs, pointing out that becoming a warrior isn't easy. Their school has only a 50% success rate for students getting combat classes, making the dream a risky gamble. While most are eager and hopeful, others mock Lin Tanhao, who's still asleep. Known as a poor student with little potential, they joke that even a sewage or beast-related class would be a miracle for him. Lin walks toward the ceremony platform, wondering what class he'll receive. Despite being ranked last in his school, he has finally made it to this crucial moment. A classmate jokingly asks what class he's aiming for. Tanhao responds that his dream is to awaken an S-level talent or a hidden class. The others burst into laughter, mocking his ambition. They remind him of his low ranking and doubt he'll even qualify for a basic life class. Recalling his previous C-grade evaluation as Lin stares at his stats low across all categories, he silently admits the truth. By the system standards, he truly is seen as worthless. Despite being labeled as a failure, Lin Tianhao doesn't give up. With determination in his eyes, he wonders why he can't rise like a phoenix and defy everyone's expectations. He reminds himself that if time travel was possible, then miracles might be too. No matter how slim the chances, he still hopes to awaken with a powerful class. The ceremony continues as students from Class 2 of Linchin City's first school are called to the stage. The first name is announced. Wang Dong steps forward confidently, while Tanha watches silently from behind. As Wang Dong steps forward, he glares back at Tiana with disdain, vowing to prove himself by earning a class right in front of him. The instructor explains that the class awakening process takes about 5 seconds. Any discomfort is normal, and students must remain calm during it. Wang Dong places his hand on the monument. Energy pulses outward as golden light spirals around him. Bathed in radiant light, Wang Dong's awakening succeeds. He feels the power of the holy light surging through him as his class is confirmed. Wang Dong's awakening is successful, and he roars with pride upon receiving the warrior class. His talent is rated at C level, but he's still overjoyed. Though the talent level isn't high, C rank is still considered decent among ordinary people. He's advised to report to the city's Union Center to begin training for his new role. Wang Dong thanks the officials as he accepts his assignment. Watching from the crowd, several girls cheer for Wang Dong. Impressed by his class, they flirt and express envy, calling his warrior path stable and admirable. Wang Dong proudly shows off his newly received class, basking in attention from nearby girls. He mocks Lin Tanhao, pretending not to notice him until now. Wang Dong continues insulting Tanhao, calling him a loser in front of everyone. Chanhao remains calm, but reflects on how Wang Dong has always picked on him, and now as a warrior, it might only get worse. Wang's lackeys corner Chanha, blaming him for bumping into their big brother and demanding he apologize. They question his cold demeanor and try to provoke him further. As they laugh and mock, Wang Dong decides to spare Tanhao just for today. Meanwhile, Tanha silently thinks, if a bully like Wang Dong became a warrior, what could fate have in store for him? As Lin Tanha walks toward the platform, others whisper and mock him, calling him the loser of the class. They compare him to Wang Dong and scoff at the idea of him getting a decent class. The announcer calls his name for the awakening. Tanhao steps forward and raises his hand, calmly responding while the crowd watches with curiosity. He approaches the monument, his mind filled with silent hopes. He tells himself that any class will do as long as it's something that gives him a chance. Whether it's combat, mage, or even a support class, Tanha is ready to accept whatever comes. All he wants is a chance to prove himself. Lim Chanhao whispers a single desperate word, please. He steps forward and places his hand on the monument. Lightning begins to spark from the surface as energy flows toward him. A surge of power erupts at the point of contact. In an instant, a massive burst of light explodes from the monument, engulfing Tanha's blinding energy. His awakening has begun. As the golden light engulfs him, Tanha stares in disbelief. He wonders if this brightness signals the moment his life finally begins to change. The sudden surge of energy shocks the observers. Even the staff begins to panic slightly, realizing something unusual is happening before their eyes. One of the announcers steps forward. She tells Chanhao that fate has spoken and now his class is about to be revealed. The result appears Chanhao has awakened as a summoner. The crowd bursts into laughter. They mock him, calling it the most useless class due to its expensive cost and weak returns. Some say it's even worse than getting a life class. Suddenly, a notification chimes. A voice announces that the host's awakening has been detected, revealing a hidden element tied to his class. A system interface appears, Abyss Lord System. It explains that by binding with the Abyss Lord, Chanhao can randomly awaken an SSS-level Abyss talent every 10 levels. Yanhao stands stunned as the system interface fades. He questions the reality of it all. Did he just receive a system capable of granting SSS-level talents? He does the math in his head. 1 SSS-level talent every 10 levels. That means 10 total by level 100. The potential is overwhelming. As part of the ceremony, the staff hands him a card used for registration and monitoring. The instructor announces that Tanha will now begin SSS-level talent extraction, a term that leaves him wide-eyed with disbelief. Tanha receives a system message. Congratulations, you've obtained the SSS-level talent, Demon Sacrifice. His eyes widen with shock. The system explains. This ability allows him to sacrifice part of his maximum HP permanently to instantly level up and demonize his summons with power from hell. Tianhao processes the cost. Losing HP permanently sounds risky, but the idea of strengthening his summons quickly is tempting. He reassures himself. As a summoner, he won't be fighting directly. If his summons are strong enough, and with future equipment to boost HP, the trade-off is worth it. The system states that sacrificing 100 GP raises a summon by 1 level. With 100 GP total, Tanha plans to use 900, keeping just enough for survival. He realizes this allows him to instantly boost his summon to level 9. The potential is thrilling, but he knows he must use it cautiously. The teacher encourages him not to feel discouraged, reminding him that there are other paths, even if a class seems weak. Tanga thanks her with confidence, expressing his belief that he can still make a difference. Though her smile is supportive, she quietly doubts his chances. As the ceremony ends, students around Tianhao continue mocking him. They say being a summoner is pointless and he should just give up. He walks through the crowd silently, absorbing their ridicule. But deep inside, he makes a vow to rise above them all as a summoner who stands at the top of the world. Later that day, Tang Hao returns home. His younger sister rushes to greet him. Eager to know what class he awakened, he replies, Summoner. Tanhao's sister hesitates, asking if the class he received is the one widely known as useless. He simply replies, yes. Trying to lift his spirits, she reassures him that next year, when she awakens her own class, she'll become a powerful mage and protect him instead. Tang Hao listens quietly, gazing at her with soft eyes. Tang Hao playfully messes with his sister, telling her not to worry. He's a strong summoner now. All she needs to do is focus on keeping herself safe. She pouts and complains that he's bullying her again. As Chanho leaves the room, she shouts that he always treats her like a kid. Just then, Chanho receives a notification on his phone. It's a message summoning students with new combat classes to attend a gathering. But instead of overthinking it, he decides to deal with it later. The class instructor announces the results. 5 students received combat classes, 8 became mages, 11 turned into support types, and only 1, Lin Chanhe, became a summoner. Wang Dong and his friend mock Chanhao once again, calling him a hopeless loser. They laugh, claiming his life is already over just because of his class. Later, the teacher acknowledges that Tanha's situation is unique. He offers him a special book for summoners that might help guide him. As he hands over the book, the teacher reassures Chanhao that he can come to him if he faces any trouble. Chanhao looks at the thick layer of dust on the summoner guidebook and laughs awkwardly. The teacher explaining that the school needs to collect data on their classes. He pleads with them not to embarrass him in front of the others. Outside, a testing ground is set up. Students from different classes begin arriving for evaluation. The instructor announces the beginning of the class talent test. One of the students excitedly volunteers to go first for the class talent test, stepping up with confidence and a wooden staff. He strikes with full force, scoring 73 points. The instructor praises his result, calling it a solid start, and encourages him to keep improving. Next up is Wang Dong. With a powerful swing, he smashes the target and lights up the score with an impressive 89 points. The teacher commends Wang Dong, suggesting he might be the top of the class. Tanhao is called up next, stepping forward with determination. He stares at the summoning device and recalls some basic techniques from the dusty book his teacher gave him, though he's never tested them before. Realizing he has no other choice, Chonhao decides to give it his best shot and attempts to summon using the incantation.